So welcome everyone to a very sad video. This is going to be the last video with my M140i, because as you know, I've been talking about getting rid of this car for a little while now, and it is going in 2 days. Now throughout this video I will give you a few hints as to what I'm doing with the car, so stay watching, you don't want to miss it. But for now I do have a bit of an announcement. Now me and Illustrate, which is the company of the t-shirt that I'm wearing here, this is their current design. We have been working in the background over the last few months on my first ever proper merchandise. Now, sorry to burst your bubble, this isn't available right now as we speak, but it will be releasing very soon. So make sure you follow me on Instagram and also Illustrate as well. I'll leave all the links in the description down below. But the design is epic. I'll put it on screen now. And yeah, what do you think of that? I think it looks really good. And I was trying to avoid the whole like YouTubery merch sort of look and went for more of a cooler design that pretty much anyone can wear. And the photo we used for that design was actually just taken over there. And the bottom of the t-shirt says end of an era because, you know, we've come to the end of the project and it is an end of an era. Now, t-shirts are available in white and black, and when they do drop, I will release all the information on my social media and also in these videos, so keep an eye out. And do you know what is quite sad? This is the exact location I filmed the first video revealing this car. It was literally parked in the same position, so it's quite cool to see a transformation. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am going to really miss this car. I absolutely love this thing and I like making videos on it, but I've had a 1 Series now for over 3 years and the channel's just getting a little bit stale and I kind of want to switch it up a little bit. Now, on the video I released recently that was called like it's about time to sell my M140i, you guys left so many nice comments and just amazing positive feedback about all the ideas that I had, and you guys agree, so massive thank you for that. But yeah, enough rambling, let's go through a full build tour of the car, and basically I'm just going to walk around the car and explain everything that we've done, just in case you've missed a few of the videos. But honestly, just look at that car. Even to this day, I always look it and look back and just think, wow, that is stunning. Like, I'm so happy that I did everything I wanted to do. Even on my old M140i, I always wanted to put the M2 comp style front end on it, so I'm glad I've done that. And pretty much everything you see here is exactly how I wanted it before I even got a 140. So I just want to say a massive thank you to today's sponsor, CarVertical. So this video has been kindly sponsored by CarVertical, who have recently had a full makeover to make it even more user-friendly, so even your nan can use it. Now, essentially, CarVertical is a full vehicle history check which you can use before buying your next car or motorcycle. All you need is the registration plate or the VIN. So if you take a look on screen now, you'll see the report for my car, and as you can see, it's a complete, full, clean report. It shows it's not been stolen, it's not had any mileage discrepancies, it's not got any outstanding finance or damage. It gives you a full walkthrough of the car, and then the odometer, which obviously shows it's all good. And obviously, if that mileage graph was up and down, you'd know it's been tampered with. It tells you obviously everything about the damage, if there is any, emissions, specs about the car, and then the whole timeline from when it was manufactured to today. So you can even see when the ownerships has changed, when not like number plates have been changed on it, when it's had like MOTs, everything. And as you can see here, the number plate changed from the standard plate to my custom plate on February 2022. But obviously that's all well and good, a clean report, but this is another example of a BMW 1 Series that's not got a clean title. So you can see here, it's not been stolen, it's not any mileage discrepancies, it's not got outstanding finance, but it does have damage. And if you scroll down here, it actually shows you the damage from like the auction sites, which is really good to see. So obviously if you're looking at a car and you see this, you probably want to avoid it. And once again, down here it shows about the theft and the mileage, and obviously the outstanding finance and the damage here. It actually shows you that it's been damaged 2 times. And it was marked as insurance write-off, so yeah, definitely one to avoid. But yeah, I've been using CarVertical for a little while now, and honestly, when I get my next car, which is going to be very soon, as you guys know, I'm definitely going to be using CarVertical to make sure it's got a clean title. But once again, if you want to go ahead and check them out, click the link in the description and use code BB10 for 10% off. So yeah, once again, a massive thank you to CarVertical for sponsoring the video. These guys really do help out the channel and help fund the projects and various modifications we do on the car. Right, so let's begin the walkthrough of all the modifications we've done to the car. Now, this is not going to be in the order, but I must just mention all of the products that I point out today should be in the description down below, if I remember. And the keen eyes of you would have noticed that I've now taken off my private plate and put on the original plate. And that is really sad to see. So starting at the top, we've got the Maxton V1 lip spoiler. Moving down, we've then got tints. Now, I ended up, because these windows were factory tinted, but I ended up going to the tint guy and getting like a limo tint. So these are literally black. You cannot see through them, but you can still see out, which is good. I also then got the light tinted with like a light smoke, very light, and it kind of matches the Shadow Edition light, which is what I went for. Now, the boot ring down here used to be chrome, but I covered it in like a plastic cover originally. I wasn't happy with it, so I ended up getting getting it wrapped by the tint guy as well, and then I put a black M140i badge on it. And then moving down, we've got the MJ Modifications rear diffuser, the M Performance style exhaust tips, and then the spats. I think I'm going to be honest, that is pretty much it for the back. You can tell it's getting cold out here now, look, because it's now leaving a mark of where I just cleaned it. Now moving on to the side, we've got the MJ Modification side skirts down there, and then we've got the Auto ID M car style mirror caps with the sequential indicators on it as well, which move and look really, really cool and just blacks it all out. And then we've also got a sun strip which the tint guy put on for me, which looks really cool. Now this is something that I get asked about all the time, and that is the wheels. Now these are from alloys.co.uk. They are 19 inches. Don't ask me about the offset or anything like that, I have no idea, but I'll leave the link in the description down below to where you can buy them. But they are 19 inches and they're very similar to the 763M wheels from BMW. Very similar, but I really love those. They look really nice, and that's in their Surus colour, I think it's called. And then to accompany them, I've also got some black wheel nuts as well, because the standard wheel nuts were just getting a bit manky. And then the car is sat on some H&R 25mm drop all the way around lowering springs. And if I'm going to be truly honest, if I were to do the car again, I'd probably put them on MMR or Ibex springs, because H&Rs are a little bit too crashy for my liking. But I did plan, if I would keep this car, I would replace them for different springs and B8 dampers, or even just put coilovers on it. But I didn't get around to doing it. So yeah, if you are getting a 140, maybe avoid H&Rs and try like MMR or IBAC, because I just find them a little bit crashy, and I think other people say that as well. Now for brakes, we are running a pretty new setup, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully you've seen the video. But for discs, we have gone for the standard discs, because I've been told by a few people that the standard discs are more than adequate, especially for my sort of driving. And then we're running the Frodo DS2500 pads with the Goodrich braided lines, and then the Motul RBF 500 racing brake fluid. So yeah, now the car stops absolutely lovely. I know I also went out and got new decals for the calipers, so it looks a lot more fresh than the sort of faded ones that were there before. And then moving around to the front is one of the most popular and also controversial mods on the M140i, and that is the M2 competition style front bumper from MJ Modifications. Now I get a lot of questions about this all the time, and yes, it does fit the OEM sort of bumper fittings. Everything just literally comes off the old one and put it on the new one. It fits so good, so make sure you check out the install video I made. Now the M2 style bumper actually works with the M2, the actual M2 splitter. Don't ask me how that works, but it does. So a lot of people ask me all the time, what splitter do I run? That is an actual M2 splitter for an M2, and once again that is from MJ Modifications. Now in behind the grills there, look, I've put some mesh, and that is to prevent leaves, big stones and other things like that hitting the radiators and potentially putting a hole in them and making you be at the side of the road broke down. So, and as you guys know, I've hit a fair few animals being here in Cornwall, so yeah, those mesh grills just help a little bit extra for a little bit more protection, because you can never get enough protection. And then we've also got this new piece, which is the M140i badge, which sticks over where the M2 badge normally goes. And then just moving around, I'm hoping I've done everything on the outside. I think I have covered. Oh yeah, I've also got some LED registration plate lights. So I think now we'll pop the bonnet and show you what's underneath there. So underneath the bonnet is probably one of my favourite places of the car, really. I absolutely love this underneath here. Just simple little things that make a massive difference. So first of all, I removed the carpet from up there just for a bit more noise and just looks a bit better. And M cars don't have the foam there, so I thought I'd get rid of that. Now moving down into the actual engine bay itself, I have changed this engine cover. Now, massive shout out to Custom Covers on Instagram. As I said, all the links will be in the description down below. They painted this for me, and also this bit here, and doesn't that just look absolutely amazing? Matches the colour of the car just perfect. And yeah, I do think every car I get now, I'm going to get an engine cover to match the colour of the car. But yeah, looks really cool. I've then got the Masata strut brace over the top, which I don't know if it actually does any performance sort of improvement, but it looks really cool. And we've also got the Masata charge pipe here, and also the intake pipe. Now, the intake pipe normally has like 2 resonators in it, but this pipe goes straight from the turbo straight into the airbox. So it's a direct flow, improved sound quality, and also the main thing, airflow. And then this one here is just to replace it for a nice metal one, just to prevent any cracking, because I know in the M55 anyway, these things crack so much. Not in the B58s, but it's always good just to prepare for the worst. So yeah, that's really nice and just looks really good as well. It's also got MEF ports. And then in the airbox, we've got the ITG panel filter, which just slides in there. And then I've also removed the sound deadening, which is normally in all the M140i airboxes. So I've ripped that out. And then down here, I don't know if you can see it in there, I've got the enforced hot climate scoop, which basically allows airflow to go directly into there, and then that accompanies the hot climate mod, which then pushes the air straight into the airbox. So essentially I have got cold air feed going straight into there, around there, straight into the airbox, rather than the airbox drawing hot air from the engine bay. Now, one of the main things I've done in here is the B58TU high pressure fuel pump, which you can't see, but it's behind there somewhere, and that allows the car to run stage 2 plus, and I'll run you through all the power and everything like that in a second. And I've also upgraded to the NGK, is it 9021, something like that, spark plug, so they're now in there rather than the B58TU ones. I just thought I'd swap it out at a service, so seems to run really good. And then down there I've got a high flow downpipe, which allows for more power and more sound. But moving swiftly on, let's get onto the interior. I am worried a little bit about the light because it's getting pretty dark pretty quick, but let's just try and go as quick as possible. So, in the interior, we're actually going to start over here on the door shuts. Now, hopefully you can see that it's a little bit dark, but I've actually got some PPF covering a certain part of the door shut. There you go, you can see that a little bit better there. So I've actually got PPF all the way around here, like in this area. And that's because on most 3-door BMWs with frameless pillar doors, they all seem to rub there and actually wear the paint off. Luckily I caught it just before the paint started coming off, but certain cars like my dad's old car, the actual paint started coming off, so the idea is to put the PPF there, and then that prevents the actual paint wearing out. So yeah, some highly recommended sort of preventative maintenance, I suppose. And then underneath here I've got some door lights which shine like M Performance on the floor. And then moving in, we've got the M sort of car style seat belts from Vibe Belts. These are really cool, just such a simple little mod that just, you know, look quite nice and you know, freshen up the interior a little bit. We've then got the M Performance pedals down there which look really good, and yes, they are absolutely fine when your feet are wet. You don't sort of slide around. I get a lot of questions about that. And then we've got my Control custom steering wheel, which I absolutely love. This thing is amazing. It is so thin and so nice, it just feels so much better to drive than a standard one. And then behind we've actually got some paddles from an M4, so it's like the M car paddles, which make a massive difference, and a good old trusty red stop start button. Now moving across a bit, we have got the LCI2 cup holder retrofit. Such a little mod that most people won't notice the change, but it's just so nice. Just cover up the cup holders and it does look a lot better. And we've got a red traction control button from MG Modifications there as well. And then we had all the interior retrim. So we had this bit done, we had this bit done, we had the armrest, and we had the actual handbrake gaiter itself redone by a company called VPEX Trims. Honestly, check these guys out. They pretty much retrim anything and their work is amazing. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to be working with them in the next project. Another sort of retrofit we did was the actual cruise control. This is, well, it works absolutely perfect. You would never know it's been retrofitted. And yeah, it's just so nice to have cruise control. And I don't know why this car didn't have it from factory. It's beyond me. And then if you actually turn the car on, you'll see all the lights here are all white, red and blue. All the ones down here, obviously you got still got green there, but these are red and then blue for Eco Pro. All these lights here are blue. These are only orange because I didn't get around to doing the cluster retrofit. Yeah, all the lights around here and down there by the door, they are all white lights, and that's courtesy of EK LEDs. Now, sadly, I don't think this company is running anymore, but if I do find a company that could do it in the future and I need it done on a car, then obviously I'll get it done through them guys, and then you know, I'll recommend them if they're any good. But there are a few companies out there that could do this service. 100% recommend. For a BMW, is to scrap all the orange lights and replace them all for nice white lights. Now, in terms of the actual mapping itself, I ended up going for the MG Flasher because it allowed me to basically change the map settings on the fly, either on the switch wheel maps or on my phone, literally anywhere. So I could turn on flames, pops and bangs, remove them, change the power from standard to stage 2, 2 plus, everything. I absolutely love MG Flasher. The way the power delivery is, it's proper linear, and yeah, I'd highly recommend it to everyone. I've not had any issues with it, and yeah, MG Flasher, 100%. And I mean, I got the car dynoed as well, and with the torque limiters still on, I got it dynoed like 465 horsepower, something like that. So yeah, it definitely flies. And for the gearbox map, I've got the XHP Stage 2 map. I did have Stage 3, but I found it a little bit intrusive on the sort of day-to-day driving. So I put it down to Stage 2, and I'm kind of a good sweet spot, really. And yeah, okay, there's that. Now, I forgot to mention on the actual exhaust itself, I do have a double res delete as well. So it is a high flow downpipe to a double res delete into the standard back box. And it does sound pretty mental. And to complement all those modifications, I have got the Pandora Car Alarm system installed on the car, which basically allows me to do remote start. It's got anti-hijacked on it. It's got a feature that if someone hits it, it calls me. I can cut the phone and I can cut the car anywhere in the world. I can start it up anywhere in the world. I've got live tracking the lot. It's such a cool thing. And yet again, I made a whole video on that. But yeah, I guess that's the end. Like, Oh, it's actually quite sad, genuinely. Like, this car is a real part of my life, like a big part of my life. There's not a day that goes by that I don't drive this thing or upload a post about it or talk to someone about it. Like, it is, as sad as it sounds, like, for car lovers, you understand, but this car is a massive part of my life. So to let go of it, yeah, it's not the best thing, but you do have to move on. And, you know, the opportunity that I've got coming up, I can't really turn down. And it also gives you guys the benefit as well. But yeah, I don't want to tease too much, but yeah, you do have to let go of things sometimes to make a bit of progress. My mum actually said to me the other day, she said, Brett, you're stupid for getting rid of that car. And I said, Mum, you know what? Sometimes if you stay in your comfort zone and don't move on, you're never going to make progress. And I always think as well, there's so many opportunities that come up, and just imagine if you didn't take them. Like, if you don't do them, you're never going to find out what happens if you do. That's why I truly believe in doing every opportunity you get given. Like, you could be that one step away from your dream, basically. So I know, so I'm not. This channel isn't about motivation or anything like that. But yeah, I truly believe, you know, you're never gonna get where you want if you just stay put. You've always got to make improvements, make changes, and move on. The bigger and better things. Now, you legends who are still here and watching to the end of this video are now gonna be told a little bit of a secret and a bit of a teaser as to what's happening with this car. So, drum roll please. This car is gonna be given to a competition website. Not gonna reveal who and what competition website yet, but all will be revealed, and you guys will be the first people to know when the competition goes live, and you all can get tickets to it and potentially be driving away in this thing in a few weeks time. But anyway, that is pretty much the teaser and all I can say about it, so keep your eyes peeled. But once again, massive thank you to everyone and all the companies involved in the series. Honestly, I could not ask you guys, like, the amount of support I get at meets and just everything. I do really appreciate it. And just like having this on the Officially Gassed channel, Jamie from Officially Gassed on the OG Battles was just well, once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's just one of those things I've never ever thought. A year ago, I never thought that I'd actually go and do that. So it still blows my mind. Like, me from 5 years ago would never believe that I am where I am now. So remind that to yourselves as well. But anyway, I'm going to catch you guys very, very soon in a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, rating, comment and subscribe. And once again, a massive thank you to CarVertical for sponsoring the video. Take care, guys.